Welcome to Houston, Texas for this humongous MLS Next Pro matchup as we get ready for the postseason. It's Houston Dynamo Dose taking on Tacoma Defiance in the Western Conference. Hello, family. I'm James Hadnot. Thank you so much for joining me. Both of these teams are below the playoff line right now. And for Tacoma, they are playing for their playoff lives at this point of the year. If they were to fall in this match, they would fall out of playoff contention. And for Houston, 3 points tonight are tantamount if they are trying to take over the likes of Austin, Minnesota, or Ventura County, who currently sit on 38 points in the Western Conference above them in the playoff line. So let's take a look at the standings. You can get a picture. 3 teams have already punched their tickets in the Western Conference. St. Louis, the town in Colorado Rapids are already in the postseason. You see where Houston sits right now with 34 points. All 3 points today puts them with 1 point off of a playoff spot and 1 point behind 6, 7, and 8 in the West. For Tacoma, they need at least 12 points to give themselves a chance. They are not yet mathematically eliminated, but it is a long shot. Now the home side, Marcelo Santos, head man, sends out a 4-3-3. Dynamo make 2 changes from their 1-0 victory over Colorado after playing with 10 men for 65 minutes of action. Those 2 changes, Nicolas Ramos and Matthew Arana. Come on, Arana, 15 years of age. He doesn't turn 16 until September 28th. So Arana will play alongside of Steven Honor Giampi and Eric Duenas, the former LAFC man who at one point in time started for LAFC at 15 years of age. That was for the first team in black and gold. Now we take a look at the starting 11 for Coach Michael Morris and Tacoma Defiance, a 3-4-3. They're trying to snap a 4-match losing streak, and they make 5 changes from their last match, a loss 2-1 to Austin. Charles Dodsey will play center forward. Danny Robles and Edison Carley in the midfield, and Gallatin Sandnes in between Antino Lopez and Leo Burney, and also Noah Newman, the unsigned academy man, is in goal for his first ever start in this huge matchup. Well, we're moments away from the duel between Tacoma Defiance and Houston Dynamo Dose. Playoffs are around the corner. Have to pick up points, especially at this part of the season. Both of these sides know what it's going to take. Aleo Kalumi blows his whistle, and we begin from SaberCat Stadium in Houston, Texas. Dynamo in the orange kits, Tacoma in the gray. And we are ready to rumble in the state of Texas. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining me for this very important Western Conference matchup. We talk about Houston. They have done so well. They've been in playoff mode for the past 4 matches. They picked up points in 3 of those 4 matches, including 2 wins. 1 last time out, as mentioned, to Colorado, and 1 versus Sporting Kansas City. They also took 2 points from the Western Conference leaders, St. Louis, which has really kept them in playoff contention. That long ball from Betancourt is out of play. So a goal kick coming for Tacoma. Conversely, Tacoma has hit a skid at the worst time of the year. They've lost 4 straight. They are winless in 9 of their last 10. And when you're not picking up points down the stretch, that puts you in the position that they find themselves in on the outside looking in. But Coach Michael Morris has said that these players are not only playing to make the playoffs, but playing for contracts, whether it be here or elsewhere. And so they have everything to play for regardless of what the final standings are going to look like. Excellent ball over the top for Tacoma. Trying to attack. Charles Dodsey lays it off. And rather than take the shot, tried to upgrade it, but maybe was too unselfish as he was standing just at the top of the 6, but didn't strike. And Houston does enough defensively to evade that early opportunity for Tacoma. Houston has a squad is known for the defending. That's led by Pedro Cruz, who might be on his way to being in the best 11 at the goalkeeper position. Coach Michael Morris and the Seattle staff are really big in the analytics, and they talk with me about Houston overall. And in comparison to the amount of goals that they should have given up, their XG against, they've allowed 10 less goals. And usually that means that it's because of stops made by their goalkeeper. So high praise from the Tacoma Defiance coaching staff and really the Seattle organization of their opponent today, Pedro Cruz. It'll take a lot to take down Houston. Sebastian Gomez in possession there on the far side. Ball's out for a Tacoma throw. Carly. Neil Burney. Now Yusuke Nome is going to be the player to watch for Tacoma. The Defiance like him in a false 9/10 role. He has the ability to play in the center forward role, but is more comfortable as a playmaker and a finisher. And so he'll play off the right wing of Charles Dodsey. Here today, Dodsey in the center forward role has the 3 goals on the year. Coaching staff wanting him to be ruthless in front of goal. It's all task today for Tacoma, trying to earn their first clean sheet of the season and to keep their playoff lives intact. It's Makwatuya. I think Makwatuya, one of 7 teenagers in the lineup for Houston. A very young squad. They faced a lot of adversity this year. Viveros cuts this inside, and then it's cleared away by Burney. Will be a throw. Marcelo Santos saying of his side that the resilience that they've shown has been wonderful. It's been a joy to watch, and really a joy for him in his first season at the helm to coach. Viveros fires the ball inside. Anar Giamfi has it, drops it off. Now the ball slid in across. Betancourt had already made the run inside the 6, so it was behind him. So a dangerous ball, sputtered across that 6-yard box. Nobody was there to tap it home for Houston. Lopez has to track this down. Petterdy pummels it forward. Sukanome controlled, and it's left out. Roman coming for Houston. Some of the other young players mentioned Noah Betancourt. Also, Sebastian Rodriguez, Daniel Barnett, Matthew Arana. Cruz launches this away, trying to play direct into Anar Giamfi. That's going to be a foul on Steven. So free kick coming for Tacoma, just on the edge of their own penalty area. Nice little touch into Bulma. He's racing inside the 18-yard box, lifts it forward, and the flick on from Honor Giamfi screamed in front of goal, but ended up flying wide. A little touch here, just leaving it for Bulma. Makes a great run inside the 18. Honor Giamfi cuts in front of his defender's face, but could not navigate the ball off that back post as the ricochet whistled wide of the mark. Flick on from Dotsie, right into Mwakatuya. Now the Uruguayan, Nicolas Ramos. Pedro Cruz, goalkeeper. Won goalie wars this year, the first non-member of Crown Legacy to win the competition. Places a beautiful ball over the top. This could be trouble. And Newman makes his first save of his young career. Still danger for Houston. Left out wide for Viveros. At the byline, backing out. Barrett. Ramos. Tacoma lives the fight another day. But the unsigned academy product, Noah Newman, called into action very quickly. And Alejo Kalumi, our referee, just checking on him. What a moment for him. 10th minute of action. No score between Houston and Tacoma thanks to Newman. Conversely for Tacoma, we talked about the opponent's expected goals for Houston. Tacoma has allowed 20 more goals than expected. And Coach Morris kind of spoke to the fact that they will really be taking stock in the offseason on why that is, what kind of transpired, why the ball has not bounced their way defensively. And one thing they want to make sure that they do today is that, of course, get numbers behind the ball defensively, but be very dense in that final defensive third. Across the goal mouth, wanted to have 3 different players in a very dense space to not allow for opportunities. This is Bulma trying to draw through. Bulma slaloming, drops it off. Long shot, wide of the mark. That was Sebastian Rodriguez. He became a leader on this team with Diego Gonzalez going down. And Rodriguez trying to make some noise from distance. Newman had it covered. And a second shot for Houston through this first 11 minutes. Those are the shots that Tacoma will be okay with from distance, with numerous numbers in front of the ball, and with Newman with clear view to be able to track it. Tacoma wants to upgrade their shots, more from inside the box, off crosses and pullbacks, and they want to downgrade the shots of their opponents from distance with numbers and traffic in front of them. Aranya almost causes a turnover. This is out for a Houston throw. And the Rodriguez. Ramos. Viveros rises up to bring this down. Ball comes into the box. Now Betancourt controls, faces up. Around to Viveros. He's closed down and loses possession. Dodsey shoved off the ball by Nicholas Ramos. As this match wears on, something to take stock in for Tacoma is how they want to attack. They believe that their strengths are in direct play with players attacking the ball, running forward. So whether that's a Yusuke Nome or Sebastian Gomez, who has shown his ability to play in open space, or Charles Dodsey, as you saw right there, they want to get the ball forward. They want to have their players run onto it. So as you see that throughout the match, they want to create turnovers, win the ball high off the pitch, and then play forward quickly. See the idea there, trying to play the diagonal. Robles picking the ball up, trying to set a player loose down the left side. Houston with good coverage there to cut out that connection. Dynamo are a team that are middle of the pack when it comes to scoring goals. But again, defensively is where they butter their bread. They can play this match, keep things close, and that really favors them. We saw their defensive prowess going back to last match. They scored on an own goal versus Colorado within 10 minutes, and then picked up a red card in the first half. Played the rest of the match down to 10 men and still found a way to come out victorious and earn all 3 points. At this point of the season, that's a huge feat at any point of the season, but at this point of the season, with what's at stake, it's an even bigger feat. Header, Dodsey, Robles turns it over. Coach Marcelo Santos talks of his Houston side, saying that we want to be able to win whatever way is necessary. That's playing in a match that's up and down and wide open. We can play in that fashion. If it is steady, we can play in that fashion. Talk about up and down on our Giamfi trying to latch onto this. He cannot. Rafferty's header is there. Martino Lopez dumps it back towards Header. Dueñas. Quatuya lifting the ball in, still free for the moment, and offside is the final decision. '17th minute, no score between Tacoma and Houston. Tacoma had an early opportunity, but Charles Dodsey did not take a shot. About 8 yards in distance from the goal mouth. And then recently we've seen a save from Noah Newman. And then another shot from Sebastian Rodriguez. Speaking of shots, Tacoma has their opener. Yusuke Nome strikes again for the Defiance. 15 goals on the year, 1 off the Golden Boot. Just excellent action here You see Sukanome coming way out of midfield, makes the run perfectly, takes the touch. Cruz gets a piece of it, but he can't save it completely. And Sukanome scores for Tacoma.
Your attention please, goal score.
Now for the Defiance, taking the lead. How can they manage this moment? A long way to go. And they're a team that has struggled in regards to defending. We already mentioned their goals against way above what they would like. And they have yet to notch a clean sheet this year, which means one of two things. It's going to take another goal to keep their playoff chances alive, or they're going to have to play their best defensive performance of the entire year. Either way, they have to have something if they want to stay alive in the Western Conference. Off the turnover, this is Dodzi. Sukanome trying to connect with Gomez. That was the right idea, just could not make the connection. The teenager, Daniel Barrett, at just 16 years of age, stepping in front to stop that. Amwakwatuya, oh, nice move around Petter. Dueñas holding off Robles, but he turns it over. So now Sebastian Gomez really with no reinforcements, trying to work on his own, and he loses possession. Talk about Tacoma playing for their playoff lives. If Houston can't pick up any points from this match, then the Grim Reaper might not be too far for them in regards to playoff potential. They would have just 2 matches remaining, and with matches still to be had this weekend, and teams having the potential to pick up points, that could elongate the gap. So Houston now back up against the ropes. Ramos siphons this ball in. Viveros nodding it on. Honor Giampi was the target, but again, excellent defending for Tacoma. Michael Morris was not pleased with the goal that they gave up late to Austin after scoring what was the game-tying goal at the time. Just a minute later, and it's poor marking in the box out of the head coach, and it allowed for Jorge Alistue to score the game-winning goal for Austin. They'll have to be on their P's and Q's for the remainder of this match if they want to come away victorious. Header away. Gomez gets a piece of it. Rodriguez wins it for Houston, and the Dynamo keep possession. The sun is setting here in Houston, Texas. Tacoma hoping the sun doesn't set on their season. Boma. Ramos. Also will be intrigued on how aggressive Tacoma is or is not in trying to find that second goal. And do they open things up a bit, leading by this goal? Gallatin Sandanes picks this up. The youngster clears it away. That first goal coming when it did. So many different questions that we still have of this match. Obviously, plenty of time, but also What is Houston's philosophy for the remainder of the match? Needing points. How was Tacoma going to fare? Ramos, once again, trying to connect with Viveros. Arana. Rodriguez. Quatulia connects with Arana. Houston patiently working forward. Rodriguez flips it in. Arno Giampi, again, the intended target, but too far for the leading goal scorer for Houston. And there again, there's so much traffic in the box, that density that Coach Morris is talking about. So even as Houston starts to work around the perimeter of the 18, can they find a target inside of the area? You see Pedro Cruz, leader on this team, pitching his hands down, wanting everyone to calm in this moment. This Houston side has shown themselves resilient all year. In Tacoma, they scored first versus Vancouver at home in the Cascadia rivalry, but could not finish the job. Edson Carly holding Arana. And although Alejo Kalumi pointed towards Tacoma, he knew he made the mistake and will point towards Houston for the free kick. Sukanome loses possession. Boma gliding, gives off to Arana. Arana! Here again off the turnover. Boma finds the youngster with lots of confidence. Just 15 years of age. He picked his spot. Again, Newman made a good effort to it and probably would have got to it if it was searching for that near post. Viveros once again picked out on the touchline. Works back to Barrett. He connects with Rodriguez. Learned from Diego Gonzalez on how to lead, even as a teenager. Very similar to Gonzalez, who's been a part of this organization. Played just 7 matches on the year before facing an injury. And that's when Rodriguez had to step up. Had to become the guy that not only the team looked to, but the coaching staff looked to deliver messages to the team. Ramos right at Newman, and a clean save for Newman. Second shot on target of the day for Houston. Tacoma will be okay with that all evening. Sukanome sends it through for Charles Doddsey, but he was offside. Tacoma, sitting on 27 points. Final playoff spot right now is with Austin at 38. And so they need at least 12 points to eclipse 38 to 39. So although they are mathematically still alive, and that changes if they were to fall today. So they've done their job. They've gone up on the road. Houston, 34 points, 4 out of a playoff spot right now. They cannot afford to drop this match on even terms with those around them, like Minnesota, Ventura County, and Austin, along with North Texas, who has 37 points right now. Betancourt, Viveros, orchestrating Arana, leaves it for him at the touchline. Betancourt, bullseye! Houston is on level terms as Noah Betancourt makes it happen. So well orchestrated as Betancourt starts the attack, finds Viveros, and the veteran shows the 15-year-old where to go, and Arana plays a beautiful ball in. Betancourt with a tidy finish, and we are tied up as Betancourt with the round-off to go along with the goal. One all as we have reached the 30th minute mark. And Tacoma once again will not notch a clean sheet here in match 25 for the Defiance on the year. Ball's kept in. Sebastian Gomez still with it for Tacoma, trying to respond immediately. Gomez, ball sticking to his boot like glue, puts it into the box. Ramos with the clearance. Petterty pumps it in, and it's cleared away. As Tacoma will now have an opportunity. Noah Betancourt scoring his first goal of the year. And there is a man down just inside the 6-yard box for Houston. Now the training staff being called onto the field. It looks like Juan Viveros, the orchestrator. And it's just, you really like what you saw from Viveros on that goal, because he has Matthew Arana running alongside him. And as the ball is coming into him, he's pointing forward, telling him where he wants Arana to go. And in one full motion, he lays the ball off to Arana to the byline. Arana showcases his talent by playing a perfect ball, pulling it back to Noah Betancourt. And Houston finds itself on level terms thanks to the teenager. So Viveros going down. So you see here again, as Betancourt leaves us off of Viveros, he just points to Arana, just points off to the right side. Arana then makes the run at the perfect time, and then Betancourt finishes. And that's a true team goal. And with Viveros down right now, he's a player that you do not want to lose, especially in this moment, because of his leadership, as you just saw, and his ability to get people in the right places. And so the hope is that he is going to be okay and can continue getting pats on the back from his teammates. He's able to walk off under his own power. The question is if he will be able to stay in the match. So prior to the clearance, Tacoma was given a corner. So Rafferty Petter was providing himself as a short option. It will be Edson Carley to take the corner as play resumes in the 33rd minute. Carley lifts this ball towards the box. It was Pedro Cruz who came out for it, then just got a tap. And that tap was just enough. Now Boma. 1v1 with Petter. Drops it off for Dueñas. Dueñas doubled up. He'll work back to Mwakwatuya. And Tacoma with gut-busting runs to get back. Nobody closes down Rodriguez. He works to Bencourt. Bernie steps in front of that cross. Dueñas. Mwakwatuya. And Ramos. Houston trying to take the lead. Went down early off the goal from Yusu Konome, his 15th of the year. Noah Bencourt answering later in this half with his first of the year. Dueñas. Turns it over. It's given right back by Charles Gaffney. Tacoma handles the pressure. Yusu Konome picks out a pass to Gaffney. Carley. Houston retreats. Tacoma can take their time as they continue to build and look to go ahead once again. Almost turned over, so Carley fires this high into the night sky. No clearance from Barrett. And there is a foul. So Tacoma has a free kick upcoming. So Edson Carley trying to shimmy between two defenders. He ends up taking a shove. An opportunity to play the ball into the box here. Pedro Cruz has gone down prior to this free kick. There's one player that you cannot lose if you're Houston, is that man. The, if not the best goalkeepers in the league. He has been a key member of this Houston Dynamo team all year. Cruz was the goalkeeper of the month in April. his first year with Dynamo Dos after playing with Skia in Brazil. Pedro Cruz receiving some treatment. Coach Michael Morris bringing his side around, trying to galvanize them for this moment. Gives us an opportunity to reset things. As you see, Cruz is back up on his feet on the right side of your screen. Houston comes in with 34 points on the year, 4 points out of a playoff spot, and 3 different teams have 38 points for the Western Conference. For Tacoma, they come in with 27 points, and a loss eliminates them from playoff contention. Now the free kick. The 39th minute. Header pumps it in. Headed on! Excellent! From Tacoma, it's Leo Bernie rising above the rest. And Tacoma leads once again. Beautifully placed. And Bernie was not going to be denied, just bullied his way up and over Sebastian Rodriguez. And whatever was discussed when Michael Morris brought everybody over, maybe that was something that was drawn up, maybe it was something off the training ground. Either way, it was Bernie who became the hero of this first half, as Tacoma retakes the lead 2-1.
Number 4,
So Bernie played prior at UPenn, the 2-time Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year and second-team All-American. Gives Tacoma their second lead of the match, and a lead they hope to take to halftime. We said if they were going to win, it was going to take multiple goals. And they found a second here in the first half. Yusu Kanome scored the first. It is Houston's response. As night has completely fallen here in Houston, Texas. Riveros, who took a bit of a knock early, is back in for the Dynamo. Rowe comes into the box towards Honor Giampi. Holds up play well. Mwakwatuya. Betancourt. Nakta Ramos. Roma takes a bit of a knock as Petter tried to win possession. So a free kick coming for Houston. Roma, the former New England Revolution man, holding at his nose a bit. He is back up after being helped by his teammates, Betancourt and Mwakwatuya. Olma boots this into the box. Headed away by Bernie, the former Quaker. And now Dotsey on it for Tacoma. Header. And Ramos clears it away. Marching towards the 45th minute. Gomez can't keep it in. And a throw-in coming for Houston. Header. Can't work it around. Off with Tuya. And now Houston will have possession. Early word is 4 minutes of added time. The official, a couple of moments. A fun halftime plan for you. Maybe Marie Aguilar travel to New York. And this week's report. That'll be at halftime. We'll have highlights from this match, some analysis. Movement sends this ball away. Almost first to it. Second ball nodded forward. And this will be a foul on Bernie. Honor Giampi goes down. So it is now official. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 4 minutes of added time in half number one of this Western Conference duel between Houston and Tacoma. Tacoma struck first. Yusu Kanome, one off the Golden Boot now with 15 goals on the year. And there was no Bedcourt who scored his first of the season. Roman coming for Tacoma. Then it was Leo Bernie who rose up and nodded home his first goal.
Your attention, please. There will be 4 minutes of idle time into the first half. 4 minutes.
Robles takes a tumble after being hit by Duenas. And it will be a free kick just past midfield for Tacoma. We almost played 1.5 minutes of our minimum of 4. And Daniel Robles, the Seattle native and former academy member, getting some extra time to get back to his feet. Settled by Dodzy. Slipping towards Gomez, but too heavy on the touch. Almost launching it the other way. Honor Giampi tracking. Gallatin Sanginez, the first one to it, but the clearance only as far as Arana. Almost. Trying to pick out Honor Giampi, but it's Newman who's out for safety. Not much longer now for Houston if they want to have a raucous in to half number one. Dueñas pushed down, and that's just smart by Dueñas. Not as smart from Robles pushing him, because Houston has a free kick at the end of the half. Dueñas, since that pressure, since that potential contact on the horizon, slowed up, let Robles run through him, and now a free kick from a precarious position if you're trying to defend. Houston with big bodies in the box. Volma puts the ball into the area! Yes, sir! Oh, the offside flag comes up and wipes it away. Steven Honor Giampi thought he had the equalizer, but it is wiped off the board in a dramatic end to half number one. So Newman clears this away, and there is your halftime whistle. Houston thought they were going to the break on level terms, but Tacoma takes a lead into the break. At halftime, Dynamo 1, Defiance 2. Coming up, we look around the league from last week, plus highlight stats and a busy upcoming schedule. We'll be right back.
The youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan.
Luna.
Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Action.
The youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan.
Luna.
Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Two playoff-hungry squads collide in the Battle of the Independents. Chattanooga FC and Carolina Core FC. Will the boys in blue secure the season sweep, or will the Foxes earn their first win of the series to catapult them into the playoffs? Find out on September 21st, live on MLSNextPro.com.
We've got stories on playoff clinching, chasing down league records, and Next Pro alums playing in Leagues Cup finals. April Marie Aguilar traveled to the Big Apple to file this week's reports.
It's forward by Farnsworth.
Curled Sandoval, take a bow.
Isel! An absolute rocket!
It was helped along for Adams, who recovers it here. It's Adams! Oh, it's a firecracker!
Welcome back to The Report. I'm April Marie Aguilar, coming to you from New York City, outside the iconic New York Stock Exchange. It's Charging Bull, the perfect backdrop to represent the power and drive of the New York Red Bulls too. From their rise in the standings to their young talent making waves, this team embodies both the grit and big dreams that define this city. The powerhouse New York Red Bulls 2, Union 2, and City 2 have all clinched a spot in the 2025 MLS NEXT Pro playoffs. St. Louis City 2 became the first team to clinch a spot in the playoffs following a 3-1 road victory over North Texas SC. On the eastern side, Red Bulls 2 and Union 2 punched their ticket to the playoffs, with the latter getting theirs less than 2 match weeks ago. We caught up with the Red Bulls 2 head coach Michael Bradley to get his thoughts on the upcoming postseason.
We've had a really good season up till now, and obviously with 4 games to go, we've qualified for the playoffs, but we want to make sure that we use these last 4 games to take every point possible. We want to make sure that we can give ourselves home field advantage for as long as possible in the playoffs. When the playoffs come, then we know that everything gets cranked up a few notches and there's a little bit more at stake. There's a little bit less margin for error, but we're going to enjoy the part of testing our football in environments like that as well.
And with 4 games in hand, the Baby Bulls have a chance to smash the single-season team goals record, currently held by the 2023 Colorado Rapids 2 squad with 70 goals.
They stood out in their win against LAFC 2, especially on that first goal, had their fullback sprinting wide into the box. But here's Jaskalainen, laid off to Kuzain! St. Louis, our city, red hot. Glover leaking in behind. He's free. Glover!
Perez drags in the middle for McSorley. Ball's back to him, and he scores!
Loses the ball. Kidd wins it back. Mateo Kidd shuts the door. McSorley. Kidd. Perez!
Now from the high-powered teams in the East to the dominant offensive threats in the West, nothing says we mean business in the more than 8 straight matches won by St. Louis City 2 to break the consecutive wins record. Their dominant performance also on track to break the all-time single-season points record. 66 points is the mark that City 2 are chasing. They have been in fine form all season. They went on a run of 8 straight wins, starting with a 3-2 win against MNU FC2 on May 18th. The win streak was broken when they tied Ventura County FC on July 16th, but they gained an extra point in a shootout win. Interim head coach John Hackworth spoke to us about the team's run of form.
As a group that is unique. They hold themselves accountable. They're hard on each other, whether that's in training or games. Hopefully we have a really good push in the playoffs, being able to play in our beautiful stadium at Energizer Park and have our fans support us. That is, very special to all of us and something we're very proud of. So hopefully we can continue that.
St. Louis City 2 has been unstoppable as they continue to ride a 15-game unbeaten streak going back to May 11th when they lost to the Town FC. And following closely behind and almost as impressive was the Town FC's 7-game win streak and 10 matches unbeaten. This matches the previous record in each of the MLS NEXT Pro seasons dating back to the league's debut in 2022.
Whips it in! Oh, Darren
on the edge, almost lost step over towards the end line. Cuts it, goes down, penalty! Brilliant by Georgie! Yellow card given! Takes a step forward. And rolls it in the back of the net! The Sounders go up 2-0. They celebrate together in the far corner here. And here comes Rocco. Can you put icing on the cake? Here he goes. And the 18, yes, he can! Oh, the Sounders fans up on their feet! And his hometown hero, Paul Rothrock! And that's just about that. The Sounders will win the 2025 Leagues Cup.
It just had to be.
The pathway is real. The 2025 Leagues Cup final isn't just a battle between two MLS heavyweights. It's also a showcase for MLS NEXT Pro alumni making their mark on the biggest stage. Ozaze de Rosario and Paul Rothrock both sharpened their game in MLS NEXT Pro, and now they're suiting up in the Leagues Cup final. For De Rosario, that means proving his offensive prowess translates against top competition. In Rothrock's case, it was a hometown hero delivering in a final against Inter Miami. It's stories like these that highlight exactly why MLS NEXT Pro exists, a league designed to develop, elevate, and prepare young talent for moments like this.
What's going through my mind right now, it's crazy. It's a dream come true. What you can say, I beat Messi in a final. It's a dream come true.
Ryan Schmetzer told us you have been the surprise of the season. He said you're wide-eyed at training, you're hungry. Where does that come from?
The love, the passion. I want to be a champion just like my dad, and I'm a champion.
Congratulations to the Seattle Sounders and all of the MLS NEXT Pro alumni for showing up and showing out at the 2025 Leagues Cup. But now we're heading into the most competitive part of the 2025 MLS NEXT Pro season. Here are the dates you won't want to miss. The business end of the season is upon us. Both the Eastern and Western Conference playoff races are extremely tight this season, culminating in Decision Day on October 5th. The first round of the playoffs will begin on the weekend of October 15th, and it'll lead up to the date you won't want to miss, MLS NEXT Pro Cup on the weekend of November 7th. We can't wait to see what fireworks are in store. Well, that does it for this edition of The Report. Be sure to tune into the next episode for the latest around MLS NEXT Pro. For now, I'm April Marie Aguilar, and we'll catch you guys next time. Adios.
Should be a fun season of MLS NEXT Pro. Wins it!
Lionel Messi, who else?
The youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan.
Luna. Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher!
Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Action.
Two playoff-hungry squads collide in the battle of the independents. Chattanooga FC, and Carolina Core FC. Will the boys in blue secure the season sweep? Or will the Foxes earn their first win of the series to catapult them into the playoffs? Find out on September 21st, live on MLSNextPro.com.
You just saw it in that last promo, but our Sunday starts off with Chattanooga hosting Carolina in a battle of independence as we look at our upcoming schedule. You see some really important matchups late in the season. Austin taking on the #1 team in the Western Conference, needing wins late to secure a playoff spot. Whitecaps FC in pretty good shape right now, sitting on 40 points, but they don't want to drop anything versus Sporting Kansas City, who's looking for their 4th win of the year. And again, Atlanta, Crown Legacy will match up on Saturday. Now let's take a look at our halftime highlights from this duel between Houston and Tacoma. Early on, it was Eric Dueñas off this beautiful look from Pedro Cruz and the first save of the young career for Noah Newman. And then watch where Yusuke Nome, number 36, he's going to run right through your screen. Just a perfect run. Nobody's marking him because he's coming out of midfield, and he hits it right at the right time to score the opening goal. A little bit later, you see Juan Viveros pointing at Matthew Arana to race to that right side. Arana, through traffic, finds Noah Betancourt, and a beautiful finish from Betancourt. The go-ahead goal was wondrous. Beautiful delivery, and even better finish from Bernie. And Leo Bernie gives Tacoma the lead. They're up 2-1 after 1/2 of play. Do you see the difference in shots? 3 more for Houston, but Tacoma has been ruthless on target on all 3 of their attempts. 2 goals to their tally, and they are in front by a goal here after 1/2. So Tacoma, setting the stage once again, needs a win to stay alive in the playoff race. They currently have 27. You saw at the top of the show that Austin sits on 38 points. And so to eclipse them, they would need 12. And for Houston, 34 points, 4 points out of a playoff spot. 3 points for them would be huge. It would set them up just 1 point behind 3 different teams who sit on 38. And it's have them level with North Texas at 37. Aleo Kalumi blows his whistle, and we are underway. Half number 2 between Tacoma and Houston. Tacoma leading 2-1 after 1/2 of action. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. So Matthew Arana comes out for another teenager, Matteo Di Morelli. Enrique Correa comes on for Juan Viveros, who struggled a bit late in the half. Waited till halftime to be able to make that change, and Ramos comes out. And Micah Harris comes on.
Your attention, please. The beginning of the second half. Substitution in Houston Dynamo. Those leaving the field, number 8, Juan Viveros. Coming into the field, number 40, Enrique Correa. Also leaving the field, number 52, Matthew Arana. Coming into the field, number 33, Mateo Di Morelli.
Long ball.
Also leaving the field, number 5, Nicolas Ramos. Coming into the field, number 30.
Honor Giamfi is tackled. What is the decision going to be here? Newman got a piece of him. You see here on the long ball, this is Charles Gaffney who tried to play it back towards the goalkeeper. And Honor Giampi, he's not happy. But after conferring with the assistant referee on that side, it is deemed that nothing will come of that collision, or if there was a collision at all. Tacoma is happy that nothing more comes. Sebastian Gomez showcases his wheels. But Daniel Barrett just quick enough to get to the ball over the top. So changes for Houston. It is Micah Harris who will play center back alongside with Daniel Barrett, and Enrique Correa will play in that right back position. Matteo Di Morelli comes on to play right wing, right of Stephen Honor Giampi. So that's a like-for-like substitution between him and Matthew Arana. And for Houston, more youth comes onto the field. Coach Santos as Honor Giampi is offside. And Coach Santos once again trusting his youth. Believes this side is extremely resilient. Correa forces the turnover. In possession right now has Bulma. Now Bulma maneuvering, finds Dueñas. Eric Dueñas overcooks this ball. It will be a goal kick. Well, I talked with Coach Santos before their match versus Kansas City on the road, where they had just one road win up to that point. And 4 matches ago, he said this team was in playoff mode, and they have played like it since then. Turnover by Tacoma. Dueñas. Ball's lifted in, takes a deflection, and Newman will collect. But for Houston, they played like they've been in a playoff chase for the past 2 months. Going to Kansas City, getting all 3 points. Going to St. Louis, earning 2 points out of 3 versus the leaders in the Western Conference. And last match, taking down another playoff team that's already cemented their spot in the playoffs in Colorado. And so they've done what they can up to this point. Tacoma trying to break this very tough losing streak. And this poor run of play over their past 10 matches. They've lost 4 straight, winless in 5 straight, and are winless in 9 out of 10 at the worst time of the season. They have a hard beat right now. In front by a goal. They scored on a set piece at the end of the first half. This service not where it needed to be to put any pressure on Houston. 5 minutes into the second half. Gaffney into the box. Sukanome just keeps this in. Oh, I spoke too soon. So as the ball had gone over the line, Houston trying to play quickly off the left side. Correa, who just came on. Barrett, now Rodriguez. Betcourt, the goal scorer. Returns to Rodriguez. Forward to Honor Giampi. And Stephen Honor Giampi offside for the 3rd time. Must remember that at the end of the first half, it was Stephen Honor Giampi who headed the ball past Noah Newman, but it was called off for offside. Or else we would be square at 2 goals apiece. Dodsey with some space to attack. Header. Shoved off by Mark Batuya. And that will be a foul on Rafferty Petter. Rafferty Petter played with Queens Park Rangers in the EFL Championship. He came up through the Tottenham Academy from 2018 to 2022. The man that committed the foul, Pedro Cruz, a long ball. Gallatin Sanginez playing in between both Antino Lopez and Leo Burney. Very comfortable there. The experience on either side of him. Carly trying to connect with Charles Gaffney. Dueñas brings this down. Bulma searching for contact, will not earn what he had hoped. Houston still has possession. Sebastian Rodriguez hits this right off of Gallatin Sanginez. Now Newman with a phenomenal save. Gallatin Sanginez is still down. And check that. That is Antino Lopez who took the worst of that. Then off the shot, you see Newman, who was able to make that save. And a corner coming for Houston. Mateo Di Morelli in the 55th minute launches this ball into the box. It takes a bounce. Micah Harris will not corral it on the other edge of the area. Ten minutes gone in half. Number 2. Tacoma in front by a goal, both scored in the first half. In this seesaw matchup, Tacoma trying to take advantage and find all 3 points on the road. Joshua Bulma into Eric Dueñas, gliding more central. Drops it off for Rodriguez. Dumps over the top. Bulma can't take the touch around Sebastian Gomez. And it's last off of Bulma. One of the bugaboos this season for Tacoma has been their goals against. They've allowed 61 goals all year. Coach Michael Morris knows that his team is better defensively. Again, in regards to the analytics, their expected goals against is around 40, which is still a high number, but it's not the 60 that they have allowed. And so really wanting to drill down at at the end of the season on what has really impacted them defensively. Tacoma, for 3 years in this league, have been a playoff team. They've never been in the space where they are fighting for their playoff lives at this point of the season. This is a new situation. Barrett loses possession. Robles digs it out. Gomez can't take it around Rodriguez. Now he is corralled by 2 players, but gives off to DiMorelli. Betancourt can't keep possession. Gomez finds himself in a crowd. And now Yusu Kanome quiets all the noise. You saw during halftime the discussion on Seattle and the Sounders, how they won the League's Cup final over Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and Inter Miami. Jose de Rosario, who had his start this year in Next Pro with 8 goals. Now this turnover, Boma right at Newman. And the young goalkeeper scoops it up. But continuing the point on the Sounders in the organization, I talked with Andy Rose prior to Tacoma's match with Vancouver, and he said that this organization is just one that really champions their young players. It's an organization that believes in developing talent, and that's seen not only with the likes of Jose de Rosario, Snyder Brunel, Stuart Hawkins, all members and participants in the League's Cup. And also Paul Rothrock returning to Seattle, played in Toronto before coming back here to Seattle. He played his academy time. There's so many players for Tacoma that have come through their academy, played in this second team, and then made appearances for the first team. It's just how they do things in the Pacific Northwest. It's the reason why they play for championships, whether it be Leagues Cup, MLS Cup. Ryan Schmetzer has a very good beat on what it takes to be successful in North American soccer. We're in the 60th minute after that ball hit the referee. Tacoma and Houston battling right now. Dueñas slaloming through, slides towards DiMorelli, returns to Dueñas. Barrett, Rodriguez, and that's a shot right at Newman. He's been busy today, only giving up the 1 goal, has made 3 really good saves, 1 in this second half. And he has had quite a debut. Dodzy is offside.
Your attention, please. The 61st minute.
A defensive substitution being made. Leo Burney, the goal scorer. And the man that has the go-ahead goal up to this point comes off for Tacoma. Kaito Yamada comes on. One of the bright stories of this second team space this year. Yamada acquired on loan from Vissel Kobe. Now Tomas Romero will come on for Eric Dueñas. Romero, who was signed on May 30th of this year on loan from Club Atletico Union in Argentina. That's where he spent most of his time in their youth space. And Romero is a consummate goal scorer for Houston. Needing an answer They call on Tomas Romero. Finishing the point on Kaito Yamada. He's a key defender for Tacoma. And just as Houston needs goals, Tacoma needs defense here at this stage. DiMorelli. Harris. Barrett. Correa. Slides towards DiMorelli. Charles Gaffney forces the throw in. Harris probing. Decides to work back to Makwatuya. And retreats for the moment. Now Makwatuya shielding off Yusu Kanome. Correa. Makwatuya dumps it in, and it's headed away. This is where Tacoma's really going to need to execute the game plan of their head coach, Michael Morris. Wanting to have density in between the goal mouth. Keep things very tight. Bulma. His clearance is cleared away. His cross is cleared away, excuse me. Yamada. Bulma almost turns it over. Correa digs it out. And Houston will continue to probe in the attack. Tacoma closing down all the spaces. You can see very little space. Now Rodriguez. Barrett. Makwatuya trying to go by Sukanome, shoves him down, and that's just excellent defensive positioning by Yusu Kanome. Michael Morris telling me earlier today that one of the reasons why Sukanome has thrived this year is not just because of his ability in the attack, as he's one of the leaders in the league in goals and goal contributions, but because of his persistence defensively, wants to defend, takes pride in defending. You saw it there. Header does well, starts to trek down the touchline, but is through ball too heavy. Rodriguez launches one the other way. Newman, way off his line, comes out for it, and that actually might have been the best decision. Honor Giampi was going to win the race to the ball. Off this turnover, could be a chance for Houston. Bulma, locked away by Yamada, put his body on the line. DiMorelli drops off to Correa. Rodriguez around to DiMorelli. It's turned over for the moment. Rodriguez slaloming through. DiMorelli at the end line draws it across, and Yamada is there to hammer it away. Boma. An entry. The header offline. Betancourt was loose. Could not navigate the ball on frame.
Your attention, please.
Substitutions coming on.
Substitution in Tacoma, Defiance.
Damian Alvarez coming on for
To the field, number 47, Damian.
Charles Dotsey.
Also, leaving the field, number 40,
And
Charles Dotsey. Coming to the field, number 59,
Leonardo Flores
Flores.
coming on for Edson Carley. So like-for-like substitution up top with Leonardo Flores coming on for Charles Dotsey. This is Charles Gaffney. Nice. Garrett trying to play the ball forward. Sebastian Gomez almost created a counter-attacking opportunity. Now, Charles Gaffney puts the ball back into play. Betancourt closes things down. Launches it the other way, but Honor Giampi once again in an offside position. Just been a little too antsy today, has Steven Honor Giampi. Alvarez loses possession. Robles picks this up, and Robles has numbers. Gomez takes it in stride. Not enough power behind that shot, as Pedro Cruz was able to make a save. So you see Robles creates an opportunity as Micah Harris was beat. Daniel Barrett made that more difficult for Sebastian Gomez. But Gomez would like to do better there. Gomez easily takes this away. Houston has numbers behind the ball, but Petter is arriving, slipping through. Too heavy as he siphoned it towards Sebastian Gomez. And these are the counterattacking chances that Tacoma would like to do better with. Just a 1-goal lead, 61 goals given up on the year, most in the Western Conference. And that's more than Sporting Kansas City, who's already been eliminated from playoff contention. Tacoma does not want to meet them there in playoff purgatory. Needs a win today to keep themselves alive. Correa. That's cleared behind. Corner coming for Houston. Just the second corner of the day for Dynamo Dos. Boma provides the service. Gallatin Sandinas, the header away for Tacoma. Wakwatuya into Bedcourt, trying to slide through. He's unhappy as he slams the grass inside the 18. Nothing there, says Aleo Kalumi. It was Bedcourt who scored the lone goal for Houston in the first half. Both goals for Tacoma also came in the first half. The first from Yusu Kanome, the second from Leo Burney. A nice little touch by Sebastian Rodriguez, but Bedcourt could not beat his man to the ball. A necessary clearance behind, and another corner for Houston. This time it's Matteo Di Morelli to do the honors. It's Danny Robles. And Di Morelli will do it again. Plays it short to Boma. Out swinger will take a bounce. Micah Harris will track it down. And Barrett, understanding that Leonardo Flores Gomez was on his way, or Gonzalez, check that, was able to force the foul. So now a free kick for Houston. Another chance to get numbers into the box. Boma lifts the ball in. Cleared away by Flores Gonzalez. Barrett back into the box. Slips through. Now Alvarez on the hop towards Sebastian Gomez. He's brought down, and that'll be a yellow card, no doubt. But a necessary tactical foul by Joshua Boma. Gomez is off and running if Boma doesn't bring him down here with numbers to his right. And so Boma picks up a yellow card.
Your attention,
75th minute.
Yellow card caution has been issued.
Tacoma in front.
Number 14 from Houston, Dynamo, Josh Boma.
It's a foul on Boma. So now this final 15 for both sides. Both, no doubt, will be going for it here. Houston needing at least a goal to get something from this match. And Tacoma would love to find some insurance. But really, it's about managing the match. They gave up a goal versus Austin, and they were just drawn level to go down. They gave up a goal versus Vancouver after going ahead, and then gave up two more, 3 unanswered, falling 3-1, 2 matches prior to this. A part of this losing streak for Tacoma, trying to wipe all of that away. How do they manage this final 14 minutes and change? Looping ball, Boma attaches to it, still with it. Now Tomas Romero, and a save from Newman. Honor Giamfi gets a piece of it, but Tacoma in possession. And Noah Newman, the unsigned academy product, has come to play. Flores Gonzalez keeps possession. Yu Sukanome turning and assessing his options. Gaffney. Alvarez. And here, Tacoma playing with poise. Better. Robles, Alvarez. Now some space for Gaffney. Decides to work back to Alvarez. Gomez has it. Sebastian Gomez on that favored right. Now the header is wide. Well worked attack for Tacoma. And Leonardo Flores Gonzalez had this opportunity. Just headed it too high. But you saw the comfortability difference for Gomez when he was on his right in comparison to taking that shot on his left in transition when that ball came into his path. Now Di Morelli. Newman calmly snags that at the far post.
Your attention, please. Substitution, Houston.
So Miles Gardner preparing to come on for Joshua Boma. Boma had the yellow card, and so an excellent sub for Marcelo Santos. Wanted to stay level with all 11 here down the stretch. And also coming out, Elias Katsados comes on for Danny Robles. Working all the way towards the 80th minute.
Attention, please. There's also a Tacoma Defiance substitution leaving the field, number 34, Danny Robles. Coming into the field, number 83, Enrique Casados.
Enrique Correa can't keep it in on the touchline. Tacoma will have possession. This would be a big win for the Defiance here with 3 matches remaining. Snap a 4-match losing streak, a 5-match winless streak. And again, they'd still have life. It would be rather detrimental to Houston's playoff chances. They're known for earning that playoff spot on decision day. They've done it the past 2 seasons. So this is nothing new for them. Garner sends this in the box. Honor Giampi off the look, and a save again from Newman. Tomas Romero with a little tap to Steven Honor Giampi, but Noah Newman has another save. And this is just gorgeous play, but an even better stop. I talked with Michael Morris just about the fact that Tacoma hadn't had a clean sheet on the year, and he said that'd be a tall task to ask of Noah Newman in his first start at a young age. And although Houston scored their goal on a beautiful team goal, other than that, Noah Newman has been seamless in between the pipes. Garner picks this up for Houston. Shoved off the ball by Alvarez, but that is deemed a foul. Ball's placed by Betancourt. Enrique Correa launches this ball in. Santino Lopez gets a boot to it. Header can't completely clear it, but now it's ushered along to Sebastian Gomez. Walk Makwatuya receives a yellow card for the challenge. Fans aren't happy, feeling that he had the ball, but there's a lot of contact here as Gomez had taken the touch. Then there's contact. So a yellow card going to be shown to Isaac Makwatuya, the 17-year-old. So Sebastian Gomez still down. That was just shin-to-shin contact. That doesn't feel good, especially on after 82 minutes of action played. So Sebastian Gomez, part of the Sounders Academy at the U15 and U17 level, was on the 2022 GA Cup team that won at the U17s. He is Seattle Sounders through and through. He is part of the plan for this Sounders franchise moving forward. He's able to stand up and walk under his own power. Tino Lopez waving everyone forward as play resumes. 84th minute. Brought down by Charles Gaffney. Gomez. Katsaros, a nice touch onto his right. Elias Katsaros has his shot blocked. Alvarez. Just past Yusu Kanome. Ball's lost by Flores Gonzalez. Now Micah Harris trying to slide down the line. It's turned over. Sebastian Gomez looking from left to right. Nobody's closing him down, so he'll continue to work forward. Sebastian Gomez! Couldn't shut the door. He was just swiveling from left to right. Nobody decided to close him down. Trying to pick out that top corner. Correa working more central into Sebastian Rodriguez. Bad idea as he tried to work over the top to Miles Gardner, but it was unsuccessful. 5 minutes plus added time remain. And Houston found another equalizing goal. It was Noah Betancourt who did the job in the first half. Correa, great ball in. Di Morelli couldn't take advantage of it fully. And Noah Newman once again, another save. Correa put this ball in with pace and power. And Tomas Romero could not strike it. Sukanome, he's been quiet since scoring that early goal. He has 19 goal contributions on the year. And that is one off tops in the league. Sam Sarver has 20 with 16 goals and 4 assists. And Claudio Casano has 10 goals and 10 assists. Slips this ball in behind Sukanome, but Gaffney was offside. Correa around Gaffney, cuts the ball in, and then a clearance from Kaito Yamada. Houston shouting for handball. You be the judge at home. As Correa sends this ball in, it bounces up. Looked like off of Antino Lopez, but his hand wasn't in an unnatural position. So now the long throw from Noah Betancourt, headed away. Barrett. Correa has had 2 really good entries into the box. This time finds Miles Gardner. Gardner over the top, headed forward. Correa trying to take a shot. It takes a deflection, and Sukanome clears. Last-ditch defending from Tacoma as they cling to this 1-goal lead. Sebastian Rodriguez of Houston. Mateo Di Morelli has switched to this left side now. Rodriguez and Di Morelli not on the same page. And Sukanome will let this trickle out for a Tacoma throw. 89th minute. How many chances will Houston have left? Long throw for Tacoma as they try to take all 3 points on the road. This ball will bounce out for a Dynamo throw. Enrique Correa once again working through a couple of defenders. Rodriguez, Harris. Now Di Morelli. And his touch out of play. 90th minute now. All that remains is added time. That man, one of the stars of today, Noah Newman, with numerous saves to keep his team in front. Sends the ball away from harm's way. Flores Gonzalez somehow works his way through a couple of defenders. Sukanome always so technically pleasing. Sandinez over the top. Gomez tracks it down. Sebastian Gomez can't take a shot. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 3 minutes. That's all that remains. Rodriguez. Nice ball into Gardner, trying to connect with Honor Giampi. It's not there. Now Enrique Correa. He has been spry since coming on. Katsaros trying to race around Makwatsuya. And Katsaros will be shown a yellow card for that tackle. So the 2 balls on the field right now.
Your attention, please. The 98th minute plus 1. Yellow card caution has been issued to number 83.
Here's the foul on Elias Katsaros of Miles Gardner. So time is being wasted right now by Houston. They're not taking advantage. And now the ball is back in play. So just have a minute and some change remaining of this added time. Cruz way out of goal. Puts the ball into a dangerous area, headed down. Gardner trying to turn. Betancourt's shot is blocked. All the way back to midfield. 1 minute of our minimum of 3 remains. Tacoma in front, 2-1. Cruz sends the ball forward. Flicked on. Nodded away by Antino Lopez. Houston trying to control in the final third. Haven't been able to take possession. Sukanome launches it the other way. Flores Gonzalez takes it across midfield. And loses possession. And here is the last gasp for Houston. Gardner takes it on the hop. Numbers arriving in the box. Then the clearance away. Just seconds remain now. Houston needs entry into the box. There it is. Headed away. Correa back towards the box. Another clearance. Now Barrett can't put it into harm's way. And there is the final whistle. Tacoma snaps their losing streak, and they take all 3 points from Houston. The final, Dynamo 1, Defiance 2. And here is your man of the match, Leo Burney, rising above the rest for the go-ahead goal back in the first half. Leo Burney with the deciding goal and the life support for the Defiance. Houston stays on 34 points with just 2 matches remaining and 4 points away from a playoff spot. And Tacoma stays alive as they now sit on 30 points after taking all 3 from Houston. The final, Dynamo 1, Defiance 2. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from SaberCat Stadium. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.